Hey, how's it going, everyone? Good morning to you on this lovely Saturday edition of Christ Over Coffee. My name is Andrew Dixon, and I would like to welcome you to today's episode entitled Love Your Neighbor. Today, we have the wonderful pleasure of introducing for the very first time Ms. Shawn Grenny. And we wanted to talk to her about her experience last year helping with the migrants in Chicago. And they were seeking asylum for various reasons. And because we received so many individuals in the city of Chicago, there was a need for certain things, just a lot of really basic things. Very basic, but also very large needs, like basic everyday necessities. And we had such an influx of people who really not only gave of their time as a donation, but also gave of, items and resources to really help the Holy Spirit Missionary Sisters JPIC ministry with coordinating the receiving of items and also distributing them to different places where these other organizations could hand them out to those who greatly needed them. It was a wonderful thing to experience. It was a beautiful thing to be a part of. And we wanted to take some time to talk with some people about their experience and just how God is working in their lives as a result of that effort last year. And what better way than to speak to someone who's doing just that? And so, without further ado, let's get to it. Well, good morning, Shawn. It's a wonderful, wonderful pleasure to have you here today on Christ Over Coffee. How did you come to know the Holy Spirit Missionary Sisters?
I was their activity director for the Sisters on Maria Hall. And it was the best experience of my life. It was just such a gift.
So you must have become very acquainted with the sisters, especially those who have celebrated even 100 years of life, right? And so in that, how has that whole experience been for you, getting to know them on a more personal level?
Oh, sure. When I started, I was activity director to advanced age people. Was a bit of a challenge, but they were so warm and welcoming and loving. We just kind of fell into, things they enjoyed, what games they liked to play. They always wanted to do social service kind of things within their ability, and just were so generous in their spirit of sharing their experiences as missionary sisters and how they ended up here. And it was just such a rich experience.
Are you involved with any other ministries, either here at the convent or in other places?
I'm in HSMA here, and I am in training to be to teach English as a second language. And I am part of a choir called Threshold Choir that goes to nursing homes and hospice patients and sings to them.
That's really amazing. What made you want to get involved last year with the helping out of handing out different items to those who needed it in the Chicagoland area through the JPIC ministry?
You know, I think part of it came out of my love of the sisters. I can't tell you what joy they bring me. And getting to know, so much of what they do over the years. And I'm very disturbed by the negative rhetoric that is shared towards migrants. And I find it deeply disturbing. And so in visiting with Sister Rose Treese, I just thought, this is what I want to do. This is how I want to use my energy.
That's wonderful. So, what exactly do you do as it pertains to assisting not only Sister Rose Treese, but also the other staff in the JPIC?
No, I have a wonderful group of friends that I kind of told about this mission, and they were very enthusiastic and said, please keep reminding us, what the need is and how we can help. And so either they bring things to me at my house, and then I bring them over to Sister Rose Treese, or I go to their homes and pick up whatever they may have. And for the most part, if people know of a need, they want to help. They really do. So it's kind of like my job to keep it in the forefront of their minds.
How has this experience sort of increased your faith, being the hands and feet of Jesus to those around you?
I think my father's parents were immigrants from Ireland. And in my heart, I just believed there were people who were kind to them. And so for me to kind of pay it forward in that way means a lot to me.
I've often read in the Holy Bible in Matthew chapter 25, verse 40, where it says, Jesus was speaking about, whatever you have done to the least of these, my brothers and sisters, you have done unto me. How has giving in this way of both time and resources enriched your personal relationship with the risen Lord?
I think through talking with people about this, as I said, for the most part, people have been very, very receptive. I have had some people who are just like, no, I don't believe in that. And just to offer them the grace of acceptance, I'm just always like, I understand. Thanks for listening. And, I move on. To not enter into a debate and argument on this issue. I mean, I'm not like that, and so I don't want to encourage that either. And I don't know. I just hope in their hearts it opens up a crack, and that they, maybe consider in other ways, in other social issues, how they might contribute if they can't or won't to this. So I think, in terms of the big picture with my relationship with God, I'm just so grateful that He led me in that direction, to remember to give people grace, no matter what their opinions are.
I want to personally, on behalf of Sister Rosalia and I, to thank you so much for joining us today on Christ Over Coffee. It's been a wonderful, wonderful experience, one that I'm sure our online community will be greatly appreciative of. And just thank you so much for sharing of your experience. And we hope to have you on again soon. And if this is your first time joining us today, or maybe this isn't your first time, but you've been considering whether God is calling you to religious life, if God is calling you to be a part of what He is doing in the world, changing lives every single day, we want you to give us a call at 847-441-0126. You can also get in touch with us through that phone number and talk to our HSMA director about how you can join the Holy Spirit Missionary Association. Remember, I've said it before many times. Just because you don't feel that God is calling you to religious life, it doesn't mean that you can't be involved with the missionary charism of the Holy Spirit Missionary System. And one of the ways of doing that is through our HSMA program. To learn more about that, visit us online at www.SSpS-USA.org. And on our homepage, where you can contact us, send us a note saying that you want to learn more about the HSMA program. And we would be sure to hand you the booklets, the information on how you can join, right where you are. Also, if this is your first time, we want you to know that we are on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and you can follow us at these various locations down below me. All we ask is that you would like, comment, and share the wonderful messages that we share throughout the week. Not only are they encouraging, but they're also informative and let you know the different things that the sisters are doing and how you can get involved. It's been a pleasure, as always, to have you here with us right at Christ Over Coffee. And until next time, remember, we're going to be walking this life one sip at a time. Thank you all so much for joining us. May God bless you and your families. Take care, and may you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.